A shocking video emerged showing Taehyung and Jungkook doing something they had never imagined. Is this the end of everything? Or is it just the beginning of a truth that HYBE has been hiding? This fact is not engineering. Even the fans can't speak. Shocking facts revealed. Taehyung and Jungkook's video turned out to be not engineering. This is what they did inside the HYBE building is really going on behind the solid walls of HYBE that has always looked clean, professional, and full of prestige. Who would have thought that in the midst of the euphoria of the comeback and the wave of love from ARMY around the world, the two most beloved figures, Taehyung and Jungkook, became the center of a video that not only shook the fandom, but also raised a question that had never been imagined before. Have we all been lied to? The video circulated without warning, without watermark, and censored, without explanation. But that's what makes it more real than anything. No added effects, no modified sounds, just their original sound, and a moment that leaves anyone watching it choked. What are they doing? Why does Taehyung look so emotional when talking to Jungkook? And why is Jungkook crying? The questions don't stop there. Second by second, the video reveals something deeper, more real and more terrible than just the group's internal drama. It's not about the usual misunderstanding, nor is it about the awkwardness between two best friends. It's about something that has been buried very deeply by the system, by management, and by those who want to protect the image. Someone recorded the moment. But who? And more importantly, why did the video suddenly appear now? The moment was captured in one of the rooms in the HYBE building, which was exclusively accessible only to the core team. The room is known as Studio 6, a secret place where many important talks take place, including internal artist meetings. But that day, what was recorded was not a meeting, but a confrontation. One sentence from Taehyung made Jungkook turn his face and couldn't look at him. "You knew from the beginning, and you kept quiet?" The phrase resonated and is now left in the heads of millions of fans. What does Jungkook really know? And what has Taehyung been keeping all this time alone? So far, the public only knows them through the stage, smiles, and laughter. But this video shows the other side. Something that has never been witnessed before. Taehyung seemed to hold back tears, his voice trembling. Jungkook stood with both hands clenched into fists, as if trying to hold back emotions that had been suppressed for too long. The camera captured it silently. However, their body gestures speak truer than 1,000 words. A few seconds later, the sound of the door opening. Someone came in, maybe a HYBE staffer, maybe not. And only one sentence came out of the man's mouth. "Stop. It's too dangerous." Dangerous. What are they talking about that needs to stop? And if this video is not supposed to be circulating, why is it now appearing to the public? The question sparked suspicions that this was no accident. Many fans speculated that this video was deliberately leaked by insiders who were fed up with the way HYBE handled internal conflicts. In fact, some theories say that this is related to the postponement of solo projects, cancellation of personal releases, to the silence of the members' opinions behind the scenes. But what was most surprising was not only the content of the conversation, but their facial expressions. Jungkook, who usually looks full of confidence, in this video almost lost control. His voice was barely audible as he replied, "I don't know where to start. I'm afraid that if I speak, it will all end." And therein lies the real wound. What could make Jungkook feel that the truth would destroy everything? And why does Taehyung insist on taking it all apart, even though he knows it could cost him his position? This video is not a fan-made edit. Already analyzed by experts' metadata and proven authenticity. Even the codec format used indicates that this video is coming from the built-in camera, not a regular mobile phone. The location has also been matched with the interior blueprint of the HYBE building. All synchronous. All real. As if that weren't enough. On the same day the video went viral, BTS official social media accounts didn't post anything for more than 18 hours. In fact, usually the account is always active, even for just a repost or like. The lack of activity corroborated allegations that HYBE was in a crisis of internal management, trying to extinguish a fire that was starting from within. But ARMY is not an easily duped fandom. They capture every little detail. One of the fans even observed that the bracelet Jungkook wore in the video was exactly the same as the one he wore in the content of the video diary uploaded a month ago. That is, the video is not an old recording. This happened not long ago. Is HYBE trying to hide something? Is this part of an internal pressure that has only been felt by the members, but unheard of on the surface? There are fans who speculate that this has to do with Jungkook's sudden decision to postpone his solo comeback. Others linked to Taehyung's ambiguous post a few weeks ago, which read, "Someone has to start talking before it's too late." The post now feels like a warning message, or maybe a plea. So, what exactly are they hiding? And if this video is just a fragment of a much darker reality, what else do we not know yet? HYBE has not yet issued an official statement. The media is also silent, but the pressure from the public is growing. The hashtags #ProtectTaehyung and #HYBEExplainThis have been trending for over 72 hours. Even some international media began to raise this phenomenon as an example of how transparency in the Korean entertainment world is still an unresolved issue. One thing is clear. This video has opened old wounds, a wound that may have been bleeding without us knowing it. And in the midst of all this, one question remains hanging, cutting, and no one can answer it with certainty. Is their friendship still real? Or just an illusion formed by the industry? But why does only Taehyung look brave? Why does Jungkook, known for his charisma and power on stage, seem so fragile? One scene in the video was the key to everything. A camera lurking from the corner of the room captured the moment when Taehyung put something on the table. A small object, apparently like a USB or data storage drive. But Jungkook's expression immediately changed. He looked shocked, almost panicked. "Do you really want to ruin everything with this?" asked Jungkook slowly. And that's when the whole atmosphere changed. It was as if whatever was contained in that little thing had the power to shake the world. Taehyung didn't answer, but his gaze was strong enough to give the message. Enough pretending. The drive is now a symbol of restrained truth. What is the content of the object? Is that another tape? Proof? HYBE confidential documents? Or something that could prove that all this time HYBE deliberately hid internal conflicts for the sake of their global image? When fans try to trace the video recording time with the members' activities, they found something yearning. The recording date matches the moment when Jungkook abruptly canceled his live broadcast for no apparent reason. That night, he wrote only one sentence in Weber's. "Sorry, I cannot today. Next time, yes." And now the phrase seems to resonate with a new meaning, not because he's tired, not because of a busy schedule, but because there was a great storm that had just hit his soul. Meanwhile, Taehyung, on the same day, uploaded an instrumental song to his Instagram story. Songs without lyrics. Only the minor piano passages are wistful and piercing. Many fans ignore him at the time, but after this video was leaked, they again rewound it and realized one thing. The song was called Confession Without Voice. Is that a signal? A form of vent without words? And if so, to whom exactly is the song addressed? To Jungkook? For the fans? Or to the system that keeps pressing them silent? The more you dig, the more puzzles you come up with. One South Korean media analyst said that this pattern often occurs in large entertainment industries: pressure to be perfect, emotional silencing, and narrative control. But it's not uncommon for two superstars like Taehyung and Jungkook to show their conflicts openly. Does this mean that they have already reached the limit? Then what is HYBE's role in all this? Fans began comparing the video to the members' appearance in the latest official content. It was obvious their aura had changed. Jungkook, who is usually feisty, seems more reserved. Taehyung, who has always been a counterweight to the atmosphere, is now more dreamy. Is it possible that they were forced to pretend for the sake of maintaining the contract? In the midst of this chaos, rumors began to spread. An unidentified source claimed that the video was just a small snippet of a whole darker truth. Some even mentioned that HYBE had hired a legal team to track down who the spreader of the video was. But one thing is indisputable. The video is real. The expression is real. Crying is not part of acting, and the visible wounds are not an artificial script. The most emotional part, when Jungkook cries and Taehyung doesn't move at the climax point of the video, there is one moment that makes many ARMY stop breathing for a moment. Jungkook, who had held back from the beginning, finally raised his voice. His tone was trembling. His eyes were red. I am not a coward, but I'm not a hero either. I'm just afraid of losing you all, he was crying. Not a dramatic cry, but the cry came from deep pain. A cry that makes the chest of anyone who witnesses it congested. And Taehyung, are you ready for even more shocking facts than the video itself? Because one thing that is now beginning to open wide is the video was not the only leaked recording. Yeah, you didn't hear me wrong. Hours after the first video went viral, a mysterious Twitter account under the name #VTruthInside posted a sentence that shook the ARMY community. The video is just a prelude. The one that will actually turn your world upside down is in part 2. Get ready. It didn't take long. Platforms like X and Weverse were flooded with theories. Who owns the account? Is it an insider? Are BTS members themselves? Or someone who is already too fed up with public theatrics? However, the surprises have not stopped. A TA fan forum in Korea, a person claiming to be HYBE's former in-house video editing staff, revealed a shocking confession. He wrote, "I edit a lot of HYBE's promotional content. But there is one folder which is always locked with double password. His name, 불편한 진실, uncomfortable truth." It's not a dance practice. It's not an ordinary vlog. But the CCTV footage, the secret discussions, the members' arguments, and one video even made me cry while editing it. Taehyung sat alone in the rehearsal room for 3 hours, saying nothing, just hugging the hoodie Jungkook gave her for her birthday. Readers, don't you feel the same way? Foreign body in the chest. A mixture of sympathy, fear, and anger. Because if all this is true, meaning that all we've seen so far is a safe version of reality, USB mysteries and secret meetings at night back at the USB Taehyung placed on the table, speculation after speculation kept popping up. Some very observant fans realized that the USB design is not an ordinary model but rather the kind that is only used for high-level security. Where did Taehyung get it? One anonymous source said that the USB belonged to a former HYBE legal staff member, someone who was laid off abruptly last year. And strangely, that person was last seen having dinner with Taehyung at a small restaurant in the Hanamdong area, without a camera, without control. What is their relationship? Does the USB contain unfair contracts, evidence of sabotage of member creativity, or even the recognition that there is pressure to form a narrative of friendship that is not entirely real? And if it's true, is the leaked video just a form of silent protest from Taehyung and Jungkook? Jungkook's last words in the video: "If everyone knew, they would hate me." This is the part that most hits the heart of anyone who watches it. Jungkook, the golden magne who always looks perfect, who looks tough, said in a low voice, "If everyone knew, they would hate me. They'll say I changed. I'm just trying to be myself." And this is where everyone's heart explodes, because those words are not the words of a selfish person. That's the line of someone who's been pretending for too long. We've always loved him as BTS's Jungkook, but whoever really knew him as John Jungkook? Taehyung approached him after those words. Didn't say anything, just hugging. And the video ends there, an O effect. No censors. Only 2 companions were injured, clasping each other in silence. HYBE is still silent, but why not argue? The big question right now is not just what happened, but why isn't there a single clarification from the agency? HYBE, who is usually quick to give a statement for the slightest gossip, actually let this video continue to spread. There is no objection, no legal report. There was not even a "all is well" post from BTS's official account. Are they designing a counter-narrative? Or they know the video is too real to be refuted? One media analyst even stated, HYBE's silence shows that this is no ordinary scandal. They are waiting for the right time. Or maybe they're waiting for the storm to pass. But can this storm really pass? Fans were crying, angry, and wondering, is this the end of Taekook's friendship? One of the viral comments reads, "I don't want to see that video again. But I can't stop thinking about it either. It was like watching 2 people I love let go of each other." That's the power of the tape. It leaves wounds, a wound in the heart that has always believed that Taehyung and Jungkook's friendship is one of the most sincere things the Korean entertainment world has. But now, everything looks cracked. There are still parts that have not yet opened. What is behind the rehearsal room at 2 a.m.? The first video ends, but rumor has it there is a second recording. Footage from HYBE's downstairs rehearsal room. Taken at